In this video, I want to explain the difference between an empirical paper and a review paper. So an empirical paper is the kind that we've been talking about, right? It has a lit review, a methods, a results, and a discussion. The review paper, though, is just all lit review. So real quick, let's compare a couple of these. So these are both on the same topic, school sorting, and how kids get put in higher and lower tracks, and that can have good and negative outcomes for different students. And the two articles look pretty similar at first. They've got the title, they've got author info, they both have an abstract summarizing what the article is about. They both have keywords, which are helpful in tracking down the paper online and kind of knowing its topics. Then we get right into the introduction. Of course, in this one, they actually put introduction, and this side they don't, which is also common practice. And then it goes and it dives into lit review. And in the review article, it's just lit review all the way through. You'll notice there is no method section that comes up. We're just doing more and more lit review on different topics until we get down to an implication section. On this side, the traditional empirical paper, we get the lit review started here. It's started under the title background. We have a few pages of it, and then we get into data, right? So data and then methods, those are both portions of their methods section. Kindle's going to be quantitative. There's a formula for some of their statistics. Here's tables of output. Now we're into the results section. We have a few pages of results and conclusion. So in the empirical paper, the conclusion is similar to what over here they call implications. You may see over here, it might be called conclusion in a different article. These aren't always worded exactly the same. But I think you kind of get the difference. And then, of course, they both have all the literature that they cite. Now, I highly recommend that you find a review article for your paper. Now, you're going to be mostly citing empirical articles, right? You don't want to build a paper mostly just citing reviews. But you do, as sort of like a life hack, right? You do want to find at least one review article, if at all possible, on your topic. It'll save you tons of time. And for a simple reason. One, you can be confident, more confident, that the literature you're citing is the literature that's respected in the field. The people who write these articles are usually invited by the editors of the journal. They say, hey, we know you're a published leader in the field. Would you take the time to write an article that explains to other people kind of the main framing of the issues, the main studies that have been done, and just to kind of be a guide stone, right? Set sort of the path for others who are doing research on this topic. And so I highly encourage you to try to find one of these articles on your topic. Now, do keep in mind, they can only summarize literature up to the year that it is. So this one's up till 2017. But say you find one from 2012. You could still use it, but it does mean that they haven't had a chance, obviously, right, to summarize the literature from 2012 to now. So you'll still have to do the work of hunting down that material. Now, briefly, I want to give you just show you where you can find some of these review articles. One of the main websites, and there are multiple of these, but one of the ones I use the most is Annual Reviews. So you can go to annualreviews.org. You come to a page like this, and they have a bunch of review articles in a bunch of different disciplines. Now, obviously, I use sociology a lot. So click on that, and it takes me to the Annual Review of Sociology. That's where I found that article I just showed you. But if you're in a different discipline, that's fine. From A to Z, we have analytical chemistry and division science. And maybe you're in economics or organizational psychology or political science. Right? You just click your discipline. It'll take you to a page where that review is housed, and it'll show you the current volumes. So these are the current review articles that are out right now. But you can also click all volumes and kind of hunt through just the different years looking for topics. Or if you already know the topic you want, but you need to just see if they have a review article on it. And let me back up for a second. This isn't a horrible way to pick a topic. If you're still struggling with picking your topic, find a very recent review article and use that as your topic, because then there's a bunch of literature already kind of put together for you. But if you want to search for a topic, okay, we're in political science, say we want to learn about elections. That's what your topic's on. You notice here, if I hit enter, it'll only search within the Annual Review of Political Science. If I open it up, then it'll search through all of their review journals, which can be helpful if you're writing a very interdisciplinary paper. But if you need to stick to a discipline, then you might want to stick to the journal you're in. Hit enter. And here we go. So here's a bunch of articles on elections. Right? And so they're all different years, but you notice they're all from the Annual Review of Political Science, because that was one of the requirements I put. You can see the filters on right there. And then, you can do a more advanced search in here as well to narrow in on things. Or you can switch from relevance to date. Say you need material that's only in the last few years, click that to date. And now they reorder the results starting with the most recent and then slowly getting older. So I encourage you to find a review article, but probably just one, for your paper. And use it to get a lot of that literature you need and to feel confident about the literature that you're using.